Hello everyone, I'm Vicky StitchNButton, and I am here for this special episode of WIP Parade. If you haven't already, go get yourself a drink, maybe a snack, popcorn, milk duds. I'll wait. Or not, you can pause it, and then you'll see I moved on. I have a bunch of stuff over here, and I'll be taking it out, and so there might be some rustling, just to let you know. Some zipping, some rustling, some paper, some plastic. And trying to keep it so I don't lose anything as I go along, because there's a lot. I think my last count was, let me see, about 42, I think. And I have a couple more I'll be starting before the end of the year, but that's okay. That's okay. It gives me plenty to work on. No matter what mood I'm in, I probably have a stitch for it. So let's get moving on. No particular order. I just pretty much grabbed everything, plopped it. Some things are open, my more recent things that I've been working on, and the rest isn't. All right, let's go with, here we go. Hopefully I have a lot of the pictures in here so I don't have to do too much editing. This is my first one. This is a Realist kit. It is Starry Night. It's a full coverage. I am doing it with all those threads that came with it and on the 14 count cardboard. I mean Ada that it came with. It's actually starting to soften up. J Long sent this to me. She has one also. I know she started it. I think we're about neck and neck on this. I might have a few more stitches in it than she does. I think she started in the center. I started over here. And I haven't worked on this one in a while. I've had a love-hate relationship because I keep forgetting whether to use one strand or two. And I think I do need to use two because there's a couple of places in here where I actually only, yeah, that's all the stitching I did. So there, we'll keep it like that. You could see where I only did one strand. So it's a little bit lighter and it pretty much needs to be 2 strands. But this is as far as I've gotten on it. Couldn't tell you exactly how many stitches. It's got to be what? That's 1, 2, 3. It's over 1,000. It's definitely over 1,000 stitches in there, and that's just that little corner. This is that wool thread. It has some decent coverage. It stitches okay. Threading it is a little bit of a pain in the rear end, but it's okay. And I actually bought a couple more Realist kits, so it must not bother me too bad. Or it's been so long since I worked on it that I forgot that I don't like it. There's things, stuff and things. All right, this next one, I need to just finish it up and cross it off the list. It shouldn't take me that much longer to finish. It is called Liberty for All Box Topper. This is from Dames of the Needle. This, I bought this as a kit. I have the box that she had painted. And she put the fabric in and the trim. Yeah, the trim's in the box. But she put the fabric in the trim and I had to put the threads. So this is where I've gotten to on it. Bird's almost done. I got a lot of the basket done underneath of them. Almost halfway. It's a lot more stitches than it seems to be. I like it. I don't know why I haven't just picked it up. I don't know that it's fit any prompts. So hopefully I can just get this done and over with soon. That'll be one less WIP. Again, Dames of the Needle, I think she still has these. If she doesn't have it as a kit, I know she probably at least offers the chart. If you're interested, she's got an Etsy. Alright, next. Pile. Shifting the pile. Alright, my next one is what I call hashtag the happy hooker. I do not have the picture in here, so I'll have to put a picture in over here, I think. Happy Hooker, aka the baker's wife. It's from Mirabelia, and I just stitched on it the one time from when I started it. I got a pretty good start, a couple hundred stitches. Believe it or not, that's a couple hundred stitches in there. All the white, I think it's white or B5200, one of the two. I'm using the called for colors. I do want to do her sister, which is, that sounded wrong. Anyway, we're going to move on. Especially with these two. The sister piece is Duchess of Rouen, which I did buy. I want a conversion for the colors because that phallic and pink is just not working for me. So this is the Happy Hooker. Her sister's the Silly Slut. And I need to get back to working on this one. It shouldn't take as long as most of the mirrors. It's not as large as most of them. And I do have all the called for threads. And, oh, the fabric I chose is Memory from Picture This Plus. It's a 32 count. Next, if I don't close these, this stuff will fall out, and then I'll be really mad when I'm cleaning up later. So you guys got to deal with it. I did open up. I almost closed that one, but I did open them up. This one, well, gee, almost not worth showing. This one I started not too long ago. It's called Ugly Birds. It's the Story Keep from Heaven and Earth Designs, Ciro Marchetti. I seem to like that designer for some reason. He's got some cute stuff. I think it's a guy. Anyway, I started this on October 1st. I do remember that. It was for Glenna's birthday and Joni's birthday. I know Joni started it also. This is going to be stitched on this 25 count Easy Grid fabric that I bought from Stitchery Express, and that's all the further I got. I think that's like 50 stitches. It was just a start for that night with the girls, and then it just didn't get started again, or picked up again. I really need to get into my full coverages because I have Pattern Keeper. It should be easy, right? Okay, this one. This one is Twin Peak Primitives, Pilgrims of the Plymouth. This was on September 6th. I started this one for the hashtag Mayflower Landing Sale. I didn't get Coming to America, or there's another one that came out too. I decided I like this one. Put this one on 32 count doubloon from Picture This Plus, and my fabric was a little small for the Q-snap, so I sewed some fabric on the edges so I could throw it in the Q-snap and be more comfortable. And it's upside down. Ha 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 ha. Alright, there we go. Originally I had it on a smaller Q-snap, so I only had but so much room. And I ended up doing the star. And then I moved over to the ship, even though I wanted to... No. I started on the wheat, then the star, then the ship. But I really wanted to get a good go on the Pilgrim lady there. So once I put the fabric on it, I was able to put in a bigger Q-snap. And I think once I pick it up again, I'll be stitching her up first. The needle minder is in my group and on my Etsy page. I still have those. So if you wanted to get a Mayflower needle minder, I have them available. And Twin Peaks still has this available. You can get it on their website and on their Etsy page. Oh, and as far as the called for colors, did I use them all? Let's see. I don't know if I'm using them all. I think I'm using all but one called for color. And if I didn't have the called for color, I grabbed the DMC. The blue is from Victoria Motto. That's not bad. I know I had ordered a couple. I had some. Alright, next. This is my pretty lady. This is a lady named Ella. This is the first draft picture. I know that she's gone further down because she's actually stitching this. Brittany's stitching this, or has stitched it, and she's got a better picture of what it's going to look like. I didn't bother printing out the new picture. but I do have the new chart to make sure that I got any of the changes. I'm doing it in the called for colors, and the fabric I am stitching it on is, let's see, I know I had it written down somewhere. I had the tag somewhere or something. Here it is, Under the Sea Fabrics, Roslyn. It's a 28 count. Jay Long sent it to me because I was looking for something rich colored, and she had it. So thanks, Jay Long. This is as far as I got on her. I know I used her for 1 or 2 prompts. That's pretty true to the color of the fabric. I used her on 1 or 2 prompts when I first started her. There's a ton of quarter stitches, so if you plan on stitching this, I think you could still get it for a donation. If you plan on stitching this, make sure you do it on linen or even weave, or else you're really going to have a hard time. There are tons of quarter stitches. These 2 needle minders are available in my group on Facebook. I don't know that, I know the Pretty Lady one is on my Etsy, I think, but I know all of them are all on my group. What is next? We've got Wizard of Oz. Scott Gustafson. This one I saw first when Lisa Silver Stitcher was stitching it and then finished it. And I ended up having to get it. I think I held out for almost a year before I got it. But I got it, started it, I don't even remember when. It's on 25 count, 1/1. Easy grid, and that's all I got on it. Not too bad, but I haven't touched it for a while, so that needs to, all of them actually need to get some love, but the full coverages I haven't touched for a while. I've been starting so many other things. Okay, what's up next? This one. Skazi, Goddess of the North, aka Stadium, because autocorrect doesn't like Skazi. It likes Stadium. This is a Charting Creations. This one's being done 1/1 on 25 count that I bought from Stitchery Express. She's gorgeous. And I haven't gotten too far on her. I know I did the start and that was about it. Still available in my group. These clips that I'm using on my fabric also available in my group. They're great. It holds all that extra fabric up. They're pretty strong. So that's all I got, was just a little corner. It's like almost 200 stitches. Almost. Maybe it is 200. And that's as far as I got on her. I need to take her off the Q-snap while I'm thinking about it. I don't know what full coverage I want to work on next. I've actually been thinking about either Ugly Birds or The Wizard of Oz a lot lately, so maybe that's going to be it. I did actually work on one of them. Which one was it? Oh, for those Pattern Keeper, you know, you have to, if you had already started your full coverage and you import it in, you're gonna have to mark off all your stitches that you already did to get it jump started to where you're at. So I had done that with most, and then I went through and I found I didn't do it with one of them. And when you do that, it counts your stitches for you, so it makes it a lot easier later on when you're doing a challenge and you need to count stitches. So that's why I try to do it before I need it for a challenge, and so it'll reset the stitch count. Lazy. So I ended up doing that with one of them, and I think I ended up stitching on Space Traveler for a little bit too when I ended up doing that one. This one I started this on the 29th. I want to say it was on the 29th. It's I-31 Get Up and Run Prairie Moon. I obviously bought this from a shop. before the overcharging of the PDF files. You can get it as a PDF if you want to pay that much. I choose not to. I don't think I should have to pay double for a chart that I have to print out on my own. I know, well, they're out of, well, I don't want it then. Anyway, neither here nor there. I started this one on the 29th for my leap into a new year, and I did pretty good on it, actually. I put this on Cauldron from, I think it's Picture This Plus? No, yeah. Yep. 28 count Cauldron from Picture This Plus. And that's as far as I got with it, which is not too bad. I got a bin. And I started up in the upper left-hand corner, obviously. I figured it'd just be easier just to go across, get that done, keep on moving down. That needle minder is also available in my group. It says, assuming I'm just an old lady was your first mistake. So that was a good little start for that one. And it does stitch up pretty quick. I started it on Zoom in Virtual Stitchers. What is next? This one I started on Halloween. This one is called Halloween Fairy. I don't have her picture because I didn't pull out the magazine. So I'll have to put the picture in there. Halloween Fairy from Nora Corbett. It was in the, and I wrote it down this time, September 2008 issue of Cross Stitch and Needlework magazine. I don't know if you'd be able to find it anymore. I don't think it's offered as an independent chart. So this is how far I got. I originally wanted to start this one on fabric from Fabric Flare. It is, I forget exactly what it's called, but it was a blue and dark blue, dark purple mottled color with silver sparkly spider webs all over it. Didn't work that. Did not work out. I put a couple of stitches in of her hair just to test it, and she was going to totally blend in. She wasn't going to show at all. So when I first decided to do it on that fabric, I think in one of my previous videos I explained it, but when I first decided to do it on that fabric, I decided I wasn't going to do all of the beading and metallics because it didn't need it. So I went and ordered what I knew I was going to need, and then when I found out I couldn't use that fabric, my order was already in, and now I'm going to need more metallics and beads. But it's okay because it doesn't need to be done right away. I got a pretty good jump start on her. I finished her face and hair. At the time, I had that order in for the Krynic, and that's Krynic that I didn't have at the time. So that I'll have to go back. I have it now, but I'll have to go back and put that in. This is a reminder also in my group. Oh, and so back to the fabric. I ended up going through my fabric, and she's on Monster Mash. 28 count, 32 count. One of those. I think it's 28 count. Okay. Let's go on to stuff that's not on the table. I decided, I don't know, early in the year, late last year, that I was going to do a whole bunch of these Prairie Schooler Santas. I finished one, and then I let Laurel pick my next one. She picked this one. I chose a few that I knew I'd want to stitch next, and I let her choose the one. This is also the series that I'm doing my own colors, with Cupid being the reds. So they're not in the called for colors. I have some DMCs, and this is my running tally of what color is going to be what, because most of the charts use the same colors. So the one I finished was the one where he's on skis, and this is the little tiny start that I got on this one. Just some buttons and the zipper and his hand and a goat leg or a sheep leg. I think I still have, yeah, I still have some of these needle minders in my group. So all of these are being stitched with my own color conversion and on Dirty You from Dames of the Needle. If she doesn't have it, that fabric on her Etsy, you can always message her and ask her when she'll get it in again. You know that they're having a pretty hard time sourcing fabrics lately. So it's a really good neutral to work with though. Okay, next one is going to be this Doctor Who from Oh My Stitches shop on Etsy. I'm using the called for DMC. And I put this on Dapple Belfast 32 count from Picture This Plus. I worked on it a few times this year. And that's how far I got. This needle minder, I believe I either got it from Cherie Smith from Stitchingly Along or Mad for Minders. I can't remember. It's been a while. But that's as far as I got. I finished off the TARDIS and moved on to the outside colors. I'm liking it. Liking it. I'm loving it. Ooh, I could use some McDonald's. I'm kind of hungry. I'm going to get a kid's meal. All I need is a cheeseburger and a little tiny fry. Okay, put this back in here. What's next? Your guess is as good as mine. Oh my goodness. Paper. Okay, there we go. Next up, bag from BlueQ.com. Love their bags. They use recycled materials. This one started on Virtual Stitchers when we had a whole discussion about people being ridiculous with questions, and I talked about a monkey on the toilet, and Sarah wanted to know if we were going to stitch her monkey on the toilet, and there was big laughter that happened, and then we found a chart of a monkey on the toilet. Mine's name is Gracie. She is doing business, always busy. And I am stitching this on, I believe, this is 18, yeah, it's 18 count Ada that I bought. There's a Facebook page. I think it's more of a page than a group. I always, Rita Renee, something like that. She sells fabric that's pretty cheap. I think at $5 a yard, which works with the smaller full coverages, because 8 is good for the full coverage. Anyway, this is as far as I've gotten. I know I've used it for a few of the prompts. Got my little Deadpool. He's loving my monkey on the toilet. This is also available in my group. And I just gridded with a grid pen. That all comes off with water. This one moves pretty quick because it's big blocks of color. It's not as confetti heavy as a Hate or whatever. This is a chart from a website called Artfire. I am not putting all the links to all the things below. There's a frog on my window. It's distracting me. He just jumped on the window. Anyway, but I'm not going to put all the links below. If you have a question or need a source for something, just message me on Insta, or you can always join my group and ask, or if you email me through my StitchNButton at Gmail, I probably check that Gmail about once or twice a month. I'm really bad at it. I try to remember, guys. I really do. Throat's getting dry. Okay. But yeah, you feel free to ask. My next one is right after delivery. This is from Twin Peaks. They still have this available on their website and on their Etsy. I usually go to their website because that means they don't have to pay the fees to Etsy. Why not? Loving this one. This was a quick stitch for this one reindeer, and then for some reason I lost steam on it, but that is how far I got. This fabric is Tiny Blue Snowflake from Stitchery Express Fabric Flare. Means it's white on the back. It is an even weave. It's really easy to stitch on, and it looks really cute. Now I don't have to stitch snowflakes. And I do still have the Thing 1, Thing 2 needle minder in my group. Alright. Not bad, not bad. Let's see. Next. Dry patch. That's why I have coffee, but water really helps with the dry patch. Alright, the next one, I actually have the printed out picture anyway. Henna Mandala. It's from the Ink Circles. My best friend Gina and I started it. She had to restart hers. So depressing. We are stitching this with the same silks for you. It is, excuse me, PR067. Loving it. It really looks like henna ink. And my fabric is from Dixie Sampler. I don't know if you can get her fabric anymore or not. You'd have to look for it. But it looks like tan skin. And that's as far as I got. I still need to frog this little bit right here. But I'm loving it. It's looking good. Is it bad when you have to take an intermission from yourself? Alright. While I was gone, you didn't notice how long I was gone, but it wasn't that long. I pulled some more things out so I didn't have to open up all the bags right away. Still gonna have to open up some by the way. So next is this gem. Oh, too tight. She done popped his head off. This is by Sue Hillis. I think it's hysterical. And this, I actually do have a board. This is how far I've gotten. I keep on saying, oh, it shouldn't take too long to stitch up and finish up. And, oh, I still haven't finished the sucker. But it's here. It's on some linen that I had. It's blue something, 28 count. I think it's a Belfast. It's very, like, gauzy. Yeah, it's like, I think it's called Blue Wing. Anyway, I think it's like a permanent linen. And I changed the colors of the scarf and hat for both of the characters. So I didn't have to change colors so often. I just used the variegated. But it still looks cute. That needle minder, I think, is still available on my group. And I also pulled some of the charts out for pictures so I wouldn't have to edit so much. Alright, this next one, he got flung across the room and had to go think about himself. Literally, I made a mistake. I don't know where it's at. And now I need to go and see how bad it is. I think somewhere over here. This is Hedgehog. It's a printout. It's distributed from Lena Lawson Needle Art, and the designer is the artwork was by Jean-Baptiste Monge. I'm not French. Anyway, this is being done on Peddler's Blend from Dames of the Needle. It's a 32 count. It looks really good. And I know I made a mistake over here. I just hope I don't have to pick all that out. What I hope is going to happen is I can fudge it somewhere. But it's been months and I just have not gone back to go figure it out. And that needle minder is also still available on my group. It looks really good. He'll be so cute when he's done if I ever get back to figure out where I messed up. But for right now, he's in timeout and he's thinking about his mistakes in life. Or my mistakes in his life. I don't know. However you want to interpret that one. Alright, what is next? Sailing. Got some sailors here. I am doing this version right here. and that version is called Sailing Sailing. It is on a 28 count solo. It's a Jaslyn solo from Silk Weaver. Got it years ago. Years and years and years ago. And this is as far as I've gotten, which is not too bad. Not too bad. Got a lot of the checker done. Still have him available. Yeah, there's only 4 guys, so I just have to do the guy with the stripes on the other side and finish up this guy here. Well, they've got these little buttons, and once I finish them all, I'll go in, and because it's all one color, and I don't see me pulling out a color for 3 stitches and put it back in, so that's what I say. Again, another one that shouldn't take too long to finish that I have not yet finished for whatever reason. And I changed out some of the colors. Their blue was so dark it looks like black, so I wanted it to actually look blue. See how it's actually a really deep, deep navy blue. And I'm sure that's the navy color, but I wanted it blue. I'll do what I want. Alright, next one is Yoda. Yoda from Valente Cross Stitch. And they're on Etsy. See, Valente Cross Stitch. I have him on a 32 count hand dyed by Slovak Farm, and that's how far I've gotten on him. I used him for a couple of prompts and have not gone back to stitching him yet. It is pretty easy. It's big blocks of color, and I need to just do some more stitching, don't I? I don't have this particular needle minder still available, but I do have a Yoda that's a little bit smaller with the same stance available. Alright. Moving right along. We're over halfway done, so that's not too bad. This is being also stitched with all the called for colors. They're just DMC. And next. Artisy. This was a freebie for a while. I don't know. I think I got it off their website freebies, which are only for a little bit of time. Used to be every 2 weeks, but I think it's more once a month now, once every 6 weeks. They do have a Facebook group, and they have freebies on there that stay on there. So if you're interested, just go see what they have. I know they have some kind of castle on there. I just can't remember which one. I don't think it's this one. This one isn't too many colors. It's in sepia, so it's a whole bunch of browns and beiges. And this one's also being done on 18 count. And that I think I've worked on this twice. And that's as far as I got. That needle minder is still available on my group. I'm doing this 1/1. Yeah, 1/1 on 18 count. So the coverage is pretty decent. I think it's 1/1. Or did I lie? I lied. It's 2/1. Is it even on 18? Yeah. 2/1 on 18. I only have the picture printed out of this one because it's on my pattern keeper. Telling me it does make the stitching go by so much easier. This is another one that I just need to leave out and get it done. I don't have that much left to do. This is Swoop, which is the Philadelphia Eagles mascot. For those that don't know about football, American football. I do have this available in my group. And he just needs some eyes, a little bit of filling around here. Oh no, wait. Oh, I filled him in. He just needs his eyes, some back stitch, and I did start back stitching, so I think I've finished all the full stitches now that I'm looking at them. I think I just need to back stitch them and put the eyes in. That's not bad. So yeah, start back stitching around the letters. This is going to a friend of mine. This is on a 26 count. I'm using 3 strands for the full stitches and just 1 for the back stitch. And it's got that sparkly. I think it was a, did I write it down? Trying to think of the fabric. I know I had restarted it. Boop, boop, boom. Bear with me. Nope, I can't find it. Anyway, I know it's a 26 count. I think I may have gotten it from Silk Weaver. It was a while ago. I've had it in my stash forever. Here's another beauty. Anzac. There's a lot of people doing this one. I really like this one. I am doing mine on a 28 count black. I don't think it's Valerie. I think it's just an even weave. And using Romy's Creations Ara McCall 1/1. And I thought it'd be a big pain in the rear end to do it, but it really wasn't. This is over 1,000 stitches. Look how small that little is. The size of my fingernail. How cute. I do have some back stitching to do in here. He's got some stripes there. And I need to get back. I've been thinking about this one a lot too. I need to get back to doing this one. It's so cool. It's really looking good. There's Romy Creations thread. It's this. Look at all that variegation in there. Just looks so good on this fabric. Really pops. Happy with that. And even happier that it wasn't as hard to stitch 1/1 on black. That was a big plus. Here's another one that's got a mistake and I haven't gone back to it. So I'm way behind because it's November. And this is a stitch along start in January. It's the linen and thread sale. And I'm using Silks for You PR 152 for this one. It is on a, I'm pretty sure it's a 32 or a 36 count. Let me see. Did I write it down? Might not have written it down. Must not have. Here's what I have printed out so far, which was January and February. But I have not gotten that far. This is as far as I've gotten. And there's a mistake in it. Somewhere over here, there's a mistake. So I need to go fudge that out and get moving on this. But I'm really liking the way it's looking. I think this is a 36 count linen from Vicki Clayton when she was dyeing fabric. You can look up Hand-Dyed Fibers, I think it's called. Look that up, do a Google search. I think she's selling silks again, the silk threads. So go take a look and see what she's got. Her silks are really nice and reasonably priced. All right, the next one, I am going to have to put a picture here for her. I did not find that picture when I was going through. This is my Native American Angel from, it's Barbara Batts, but it's published by American School of Needlework, and I think you can get it. I don't think you can get this one, but you can get a lot of her angels on Cooler Designs, I think. So anyway, this is how far I got. This is the one where I had all but this color and finally got that in, was able to fill that in. I did. They don't show quarter stitches or 3/4 stitches. They just like either left it blank or just really choppy. So I ended up doing 3/4 stitches around the face. And this needle minder is available in my shop. Not on my shop, on my group. And the fabric is from Fortnite Fabrics. It's a 32 count even weave. Navajo Treasure is the name of it. It's really coming up nice. I really like the way the colors are popping. So that was a very recent start. That was for Indigenous Peoples Day. Next one. This is a fun stitch. This is Alice in Wonderland from the Little Stitcher. She's got a whole series of different ones she does like this. I have a few. This one I started not too long ago. And I got a good bit done on her. I used her for a few prompts on Magical Stitches and Semi-Sane. And this is how far I've gotten with her. This is stitched on a 32 count fabric by Becky Nolan's daughter, who is Lucy Beam, Love and Stitches. Her daughter is dyeing fabric. It's Lapin Loops, Lapins Loops on Etsy. And this one was called Oopsie Daisy because it had a couple of little blue spots. But you can't even see them there. They're really like little dots. You can't tell. Anyway, I'm really liking the way this looks. Basically, what I need to do here is some back stitching, fill in the clock, do her dress, and then the lace work. Oh, I had to finish his head too. But there's not a lot left on this area, and then I just have to go to the wording next. I'm going to go top to bottom with it. Okay. That's what I had unzipped, and then there's still a few more. Getting there, getting there, getting there. Let's pull these up here. Phew. What's this? I don't even know what this is. Oh. Ah. I forgot about this one. Alright. Surprises. I'm just a surprise. This is Mandala Dragonfly from Awesome Pattern Studio. This one I had started and realized that I cut the fabric too small. So I had to find another fabric and start over again. Because I had a whole bunch done on it, like the whole tail and everything. And that's as far as I got. This is now on a fabric from Silk Weaver. Let's see, did I write it down? Yes. It is on Silk Weaver Lugana. It didn't have a name to it. It was a 28 count. And I'm using all the called for DMC for it. It will look nice if I ever get back to stitching it. I think I lost steam on it. I was really liking it. But then when I had to restart it and I had so much done, I had the legs. I had like the whole butt done. And I was moving into the wing. I had to go over again. So I lost steam on it. But we'll get back to it eventually. I forgot I put it in this bag. Let's see. Next. Okay. Oh, this one should have been done already also. This is another one that's really small. Or you think so. Until you're doing it 1/1. This is Orts and Such. It's from Dames of the Needle. It's crinkled because I had it all together. And if you can't get the kit, I know you can get the chart from her. And it's a paper mache heart-shaped box that she painted. And it came with the twill that goes around. And I chose my own colors. Instead of just doing black, I decided to do a blue, a carriage black, and a red. And that's how far I got. That's a lot of stitches, guys. Believe it or not, that's a whole bunch of stitches. So I've got a lot of it done. I'm over half done, I think. If you think about it. It's about halfway. But I just need to finish that up. And haven't gotten back to it, I guess, because it's I have to hold it in hand. It's 1/1. It's, yeah. Oh, it's a 32 count. 32 count. So I just haven't been into working on that small piece and holding it in hand. My fingers cramped. I don't know how people stitch in hand all the time. Put that in there so I don't lose the bits and pieces. Next. This one is Let's Do Coffee. It's Ursula Michaels, published by Imaginating. And I was doing really good on this until it started to be all backstitch. And there's a lot of quarter stitches up in there, so I sort of avoid it. Even though it stays on a Q-snap. It's on 36 count fabric from 36 or 32. It's gotta be 36. From Vicky Clayton. And I am using her silks, as a matter of fact. I forget the exact color. Oh wait, it's here. Be Seated. But I'm using her silk also on it. And that's as far as I got on it. These letters are bare. Lots of quarter stitches. You lose your place really easy. I have to finish up the full stitches there. And once I get going, I know it'll be quick. It's just getting yourself kick-started, right? And put this away. Next up is the bookshelf. This one is from Little House Nailworks. I have a printout of that picture. Bookshelf. I am stitching it on, I don't know, lamb's wool job 32 count. And I'm using the called for DMC. It looks like. That's as far as I've gotten. That needle minder is from Mad for Minders. I don't know if she still has them, but that's where it's from. And this is a pretty easy stitch. It's a pretty quick stitch. Let's see next. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna need a nap after this. Best laid plans. I was all ready to do this and I was like, yeah, just get this done. I knew it was gonna be long. I knew it. Alright. Next is gonna be Garden Prelude from Mirabelia. I decided not to do the arches and the flowers. Otherwise, I'm using the called for DMC and beads and stuff. I am stitching it on a fabric from Fabric Flare I bought from Stitchery Express. It's called Northern Lights. I will give you a full picture of the fabric. And I only had a small start. There it is. And I had to line it up just right. So her dress and everything were going to line up on the beach right. On the rocks. So this is just the corner, the bottom corner of her skirt so far. And I really think this is going to really look good. That needle minder is on my group. And I think this is a 32 count. I think I bought the 32 count for this. We started this, I believe that was for Sammy's birthday. Sammy J. Alright, next. Next one is The Bee Comes by Lila Studio. The Bee Comes. I started this for New Year's. And trying to see. It's on 32 count. Pictures plus doubloon. They wanted 40 count. That was not happening. So there we go. That's how far I got. I am not using all the called for colors. I sort of pulled some of my own, like that purple flower. I've worked on this 2 times, maybe 3, since the new year. I'm pretty sure I started with Tina Gerbig, and she's Bees and Such, I think. Bees, Teas and Such. And we started it on New Year's. I think she's finished hers. Me, not so much. Alright, put some of these down here so they're not falling over. Next one. This one's from Connie G's Designs. She's on Etsy. Forget what I started this for. Might have been for her birthday or something. Connie G's Designs. There's the Wish Upon a Star. I think I want to make this into a drum. I'm stitching it on 28 count. What do you call it, Sarah? Vincomo? Vintage Country Mocha. And that's all the further I got. I think I worked on this twice this year so far. I still have this needle minder available in my group. I converted it all to Victoria Motto sampler threads. Alright. Next one is Peacock Majesty. That one's from Teresa Wensler. Got mine signed at one of the Creative Arts and Textiles show years ago. This has a crap ton of blends. And I've done a video where I explained how I make a grid on fabric and number the colors. That way I can put my blends on it and preload my needles. Makes it a lot easier. Picking up threads here and picking up threads there, and then where do you put them when you're done? That makes it so much easier. This one I only worked on once. When I first started it, I got that first start, and that was it. That's it. Little corner. This needle minder I made from a pin that was given to me by my friend Diane up in Pennsylvania. I used to collect a whole bunch of the Mary Engelbright stuff. So she sent me the pin. Alright, now. There's not too many more. I think the rest are mostly full coverages over here in these big bags. Push some of these. And then what I'm working on pretty much currently. Get that out of the way. Pull this basket over. And let's see what's in here. Alright. Aqua City, another Ciro Marchetti. This one is max color. So there are 237 colors in this. Lots of blue. Lots of thread. This is going 1/1 on 22 count. That's as far as I've gotten. I know I have a couple of these left, only 2 left on my group. Got some fishies. It's not just blue water. And you can see blue. Right? Belinda? Blue. Longest time you couldn't tell if it was blue or black. Well, not with when I was doing it on my phone. This iPad seems to pick it up a lot better. But it's still an ongoing fight with Belinda and I. This one put away. I feel like almost this bag is too big. Just almost. Alright, what's next? I have not started that one yet. Alright. my Chart and Charms Animal Magnetism. This is the one that I had a whole bunch done and it was stolen, so I had to start it over again. It took me years to finally just start it. I have this weird, hang on. Okay. So this I put on like a tea-dyed linen, and I actually even ironed it so it wasn't so wrinkly. It also softened up the fabric some too, so that was good. Here is where I'm at. Come on, work with me here, kids. Alright. And I've got all this done. That's a lot. I started doing some of the back stitching on the elephant. I did a lot of the half stitches up here. And I had to do something for a challenge with some kind of animals, and I ended up filling in a whole bunch on the giraffe the last time I worked on it. It's looking good. It looks so good. It's going to be gorgeous when it's done. Let's see. My arm's actually getting tired from holding stuff up. This is my Garon toting bag. Seals. Yes, I make project bags. Yes, I buy project bags. What can I say? Alright. Come on. What's next? This is Mini Space Traveler. It's retired. I know a lot of people are like, oh man, I don't know what to tell you. It sucks. And I think this is one of the most recent full coverages I worked on, because I started filling in some yellows and stuff around here. I was trying to see if I can get some more definition in the corner of that TARDIS. This is on 22 count, 1/1. I do have that needle minder available on my group. It's gotten a little bit easier to work on this in the Pattern Keeper. Another Garon tote bag. Sorry about that, a little interruption. Alright, my next one is Spirit of the Dragon. Carol Calaveras. I think she passed recently, by the way. This past year. This was a pattern that was gifted to me from Linda, my Virtual Stitchers. And I mean, these are 20 by 20, I forget. I think this is called Magic Grid. And so that's what, 4, 8, 12. I don't know if that's the whole. That's about 1,250 stitches. That's not bad. I still have a few of these left, by the way, on my group. But I haven't worked on this one in forever, in ages. Oh, that's fine. I haven't pulled all the colors yet. I had to finish pulling the colors. I pulled the colors that I needed for up top, and that was it to get it started. And what else? What's next? I have this bag I've been keeping my Mill Hills in, and I just have the one started so far. And this one's Buttons and Beads. It's the Winter Wonderland. It's on perforated paper. I'm not going to put the bunny. I'm not putting the bunny. But that's how far I've gotten. I think one of the reasons why I don't stitch on this that much is because it's 3 strands and it's a pain on the perforated paper, but you do really need 3 strands to get that texture that you want. Although it's a lot easier to stitch now that I got these mini stretcher bars. It's the 6-inch minis, because if you get the 6-inch regular, they're a little bit too thick. And I purchased mine from the whole Stitching Caboodle, Jen, on Facebook. She can order them for you if you like. You have to get 2 sets, because it comes in packs of 2. I don't have anything else started in this one. Okay, here's another. Oh, this is a big bag. This has got 2 things in it. When I was printing out my patterns, it's got a folder. Alright. This one is called Blue Flame. I forget who the designer is. Beer Tempfell is the last name. And I had to restart her, because the way I had her going before, it just didn't work with the fabric. So she is now on, I believe this is a 25 count. I think there's a 25 count. That's as far as I've gotten. I think I still might have a couple of these left. This one I got from Crystal Jeweled Antler Co. I don't know if she still has her Etsy shop open or if she's on vacation with it or what. But that's as far as I've gotten on her. And then the other one that's in here is The Priestess by Ruth Thompson. Heaven and Earth Designs. And this one I'm doing 1/1 on 28 count. Actually, this is the one that I was filling in on, this one and the Blue Flame are the ones that I had to mark off everything I stitched in my pattern keeper, and I think I ended up doing a few stitches on this anyway. That's not bad. Minimal Start, this one I almost want to restart it on 25 count Easy Grid, because this 28 count 1/1 is kind of meh, but I'm not going to. And that's because when my mom told me she was diagnosed with cancer, I was in this area, and I ended up stitching 2/1 instead of 1/1, and then I realized my mistake, but I left it. I figure it's a marker. You know, they say you remember what you were doing when you were stitching stuff. And although it's not the best news or anything, it's still a memory. So, it'll be there. And I'll work on her eventually. I'll get a bug and be like, yep, got to get a whole bunch of stitches in. So that's those 2 in this big bag with all their threads. All their threads are pulled. When I went and did that project card for those, I ended up putting so much DMC back away. Bear with me, I dropped something. I wound up putting so much DMC away because I didn't need a whole skein. I didn't need even half a skein on most of it. It was crazy. Let's see what's in this one. And in this pocket, we've got Winds of Change. This is a freebie from Cricut Collection. I don't have a picture, it's there. And it says, when the winds of change blow, adjust your sails. I am stitching this on 28 count Barely Blue Joblin, using, I think the called for, no I'm not even using the called for colors. I'm using dead threads that are no longer made, my dead threads. And that's how far I've gotten on that one. Chewy's still available in my group. There's another one. If I put my mind to it, I can get that done quick. It's not that hard. It's not that much stitching. And I really do like it. I think it's cute. I think I'll frame that eventually. And this one. This one, I think this is my oldest WIP. I'm almost positive. And I like it. I do want to finish stitching it. It's called America/USA Tree Ornaments from M Designs years ago. I only have my working copy. And it says America in the shape of a tree. And then it's mirrored. So it gives you the tree shape. And I did not get far on that. This is as far as I've gotten. It's 1/1. I know I did 1/1 on purpose because I didn't have a lot of that red, white, and blue thread. And I wanted to make sure I had enough. It's Aussie Pride from Dinky Dyes years ago. So I should have enough to finish it. But it's really small. And the 1/1 isn't my jam. But it'll look really cool when it's done. There's no rush on this one. Like I said, it is my oldest one. I think I was living in Philly, which was 2007. So that's how old that is. And I probably started it before 2007. Oops, sorry. Put that thread in there. Get in there. Alright. Next. Another Garon bag. Got this one over a year ago. This one. Halloween delivery. It's in Plum Street. It's still available. I am stitching this on. I know I wrote it down somewhere. There you go. No, I thought I wrote it there. Oh, because I have the tag. Ha ha ha. This is on Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie in Kaleidoscope. I know that Gary had helped me pick out the fabric. I don't know if we've picked it out specifically for this, but I know that I was like, oh, I just want some random fabric, and we chose this together. Let me move this needle minder. I recently worked on this, about a month or so ago. I worked on it for a prompt. I did the flowers over here, and some red in here, and something else, I forget. But the carriage is getting done. Not too much more on it. That needle minder is still available in my group. And this goes in a Garon bag because Gary's all about the Halloween also, and he helped me with the fabric, so why not? Let's put this away. I also don't know that am I using all the called for threads? No. I subbed out just a few of them, but because I probably didn't have them in hand, so use what you got if you got it. And I know I'm using the black is carriage black. Let's see. We're getting to the bottom of the pile, guys. Let's see what's this. No, just in here. All right. I don't know where that goes. This one is a recent start. This is a kit that was sent to me from Vicky Reading and Stitching. And it is the Disney Dreams Collection Lady and the Tramp. It's one of the smalls. And it gave me Ada, and I said no. And it's got quarter stitches going all around. I was going to do it on like 18 count or something. But I had to get some linen going on here. This is 32 count Joblin. And I got a very small start. I started on the 29th of, I think, August or September. So I only got that done. Believe it or not, I think that's like 50 stitches. Doesn't look it, but I think it is. And That needle minder is also available in my group. So this is full coverage, so I really didn't need to have it on linen. But when I saw the quarter stitches around the dogs, because everything else is a full stitch, but around the dogs there's a whole bunch of quarter stitches. And I would have had to do this on at least 16 count, if not 18 count. And I didn't feel like doing that, so it's going on linen. It'll be 2 over 2 on linen, because they provided the threads. So I had to watch. I couldn't go bigger on the count, or else I wouldn't have enough thread. And then this old man here. This is, I think I have a picture. Somewhere. Hello. I know, first time doing a video, Vic? Yeah. Aha. Vader. Used to be Stitch Line, now they're Stitch Area or Stitcheria. And using the called for colors on this purple. It looks kind of blue there for me, but it is purple. It's the same color that it's the same fabric that I used on my Edgar Allan Poe piece. I don't know if I have these available. I have different ones anyway, but that's how far I've gotten on that. I think it's going to really look good when it's done. This is a 36 count linen from Vicky Clayton. I think it's like the last piece I have. If I have another piece, it's like really small. But I really like that color. Alright, so that's the last in this basket. I'm almost done. If you stuck it out this long, you're a real trooper. Okay. Just get these out of the way. And over there. So I can reach over here and pull this stack over. These are more recent pieces. I do not have a picture for this. This is the Dark Queen of the Sea South, and that's as far as I've gotten. They're on part 3. I'm on part 2. I decided to start from the bottom and work my way up. That way I can get into part 3 also when I get there. I do still have those in my group. And this is Autumn Lane Stitchery did the sale, and they partnered up with Under the Sea Fabrics for the fabric. And I did buy the whole thing, the specialty threads and the fabric for the sale. And I'm loving it. It's really looking good. I see a whole bunch of people getting it done. I'm not quite sick of seeing it yet, so most of the time I end up getting sick of seeing something during a sale, and then I don't want to stitch it. But I've gotten some done on her. Here is this monstrosity. It's huge. This is One Nation from Bicorn Stitches. You can still get that. Uses all 3 colors, red, white, and blue. They're crescent colors, or they're classic colorworks now, right? And it's in Cupid, Blacksmith Blue, and Antique Lace. Honestly, if you want to save some money, they say use ecru. You could use white, or what's that, winter white you can use, and it'll save you some money. But because look how white that is. That's not even ecru. That's ecru would be too dark. Anyway, this is how far I've gotten. I've done all of the blue outlining. The only thing I need blue for now is in the center of those stars. And I did Vermont the last time I worked on this, and some border. I do have those needle minders available in my group. I also stitched Pennsylvania in a gold color because that's my home state. The fabric I chose was a little bit darker, and I've said this before. I think you need to choose something a little bit darker than what they call for. That way it makes it pop. It's my personal opinion, but I really do think it makes it pop a little bit better. And mine's like creek bed brown. I think that's from R&R or Lakeside. I always get them mixed up. I haven't worked on that one in a while. Okay. Here is a recent WIP. I just started this. Angie X Stitch. She put up on Instagram, hey, I have this kit. And I said, I have that kit. And Megan Maymay said, I've got that kit. And then somebody else, I forget. There's a few of us that have this kit. So she said, okay, so we're going to do a sale. I was like, oh, okay, we're going to do a sale. I think it's called Stormtrooper Stitchy Sale. I think is the hashtag. Anyway, I had to pull new fabric because there is white on white, and on Ada, no. And it's cardboard, like stand-up cardboard, give you a paper cut type thing. So I pulled out some different fabric. That's what I ended up choosing. This one's called Holly's Request. That's from Dames of the Needle. I think it's going to look really cool. So this is basically around the one eye and going towards the nose area. And he is available on my group. I don't know. You can check with Cindy Sorley from Stitchery Express. She may still have some of these. That's where I've seen them before. And my other one. I just pulled this out for the first time in a while. This is my Grapes pillow from Vermilion Stitchery. They're in the Just Cross Stitch magazines. And it's looking great. This is on 28 count. Even weave. 2/2. There are a lot of blends. And when I pulled it out the other day, I think I got in about 150 stitches somewhere in this purpley area right here. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be stitching on it more. I have to look through my prompts. But I was happy to get that out. I used it for a prompt on Semi-Sane, but then ended up not finishing that part of the challenge. But that's okay, because I got stitching in. And that's all that matters. And then we're on the last one. Oh my goodness. Olivia Okra Leaf. Silver Creek samplers. I am not using... I don't know that I'm using any of the called for threads. I pulled what I liked, what I had. And she's been stitched on 32, or looks like 32 count. Vicky Clayton fabric. It's called Kale. It's a very light, I guess it's almost coming up yellow here, but it's a very light green color. And last night I did this brown part of this leaf here and this one little leaf, and that's all I got done so far. But I'm doing it for a prompt this week, so I will be working on this one some more. She needs eyes and her mouth and her nose, I think. But otherwise, this is done. I have to finish off her sleeve. There's like a whole bunch of little fiddly things that you have to go through and do. So it's good to mark it off as you go along. That needle minder is from Mad for Minders. Everyone needs a good Wonder Woman. And that is it. Did you count them? I don't know how many I have. I think it's around 42, 43, 44. In the 40s. I have a few more I will be starting before the year ends. I've got my Dragon and Fairy by Joan Elliott. I've got Poppy from Nora Corbett. I've also got the freebie 12 Days of Christmas from Plum Street that I'd like to start. That's kitted up and waiting. And I do have another full coverage over there that I need to finish kitting, but I might want to start soon. I can't think of anything else that I wanted to start offhand, like I need, but that's it. Thanks for hanging in there with me. You can go to the bathroom now. I hope everybody's having a great day. I hope this kept your mind off of some dumb stuff for a while, or don't keep you on me. That could be pretty stupid sometimes too. And don't forget, don't let anyone steal your sunshine.